All right.
All right, we're recording. That means it's
Morning,
action
everybody.
time.
Where is everyone?
Oh no, I missed the notice. Like, is it because it's the last day of the month?
Like,
We don't have to show
Yeah,
up.
what's Wednesdays off or something, guys?
Okay, I couldn't hear you. I'm having a time this morning with the phone. I was like, is something wrong with my phone? Because y'all was just talking and talking. And I'm like, is it me?
We were doing our Instagram intro, so, but we appreciate you paying attention.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome.
Absolutely.
Bridget, give us a win.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I've been winning all week long. Okay, I am Bridget.
Let's go.
I am Bridget, the super agent Johnson. That is the branding that's going on. So I have been doing open houses all week long. I still have, I got one today. I got one Friday. I had to take a day off because boy, but yesterday, even through all of the traffic that I had to get through to get there, missed 4 people, but the very last one, buyer agreement. So I am representing him, and this is going to be my very first one.
Let's go. Way to go.
There we go. Drop some
Congratulations.
fire, drop some love, drop some W's.
Great job repping the buyers, doing the open houses, getting out there, putting in the work.
Thank you.
Of course, thank you. Who else? Who's got some wins? Guess what? You got to win. You're on this call. You've been making calls. You've been setting things up, right? Like, it doesn't have to be these big, ginormous wins. It's the little things that add up over time to make the big differences. All right. Anybody? Are we awake this morning? Dugan, give me a win.
Well, of course we're awake.
You want to win? I'll
Dugan?
give you a win. Me and John, well, yeah, me and John were talking through and got the appointment Thursday morning, JC. So that guy that we called back that you said, remember that guy? I called him back and said, hey, you know what? I need to come to your house and I need to see it. And then we're going to talk. And he said, oh, well, okay. Well, what, it's Thursday work. I was like, sure, I'm coming Thursday.
That's how you do it. Get yourself in the door.
In the door, baby.
See, Dugan, you gotta be willing to share. Like, that's a win. Got an appointment. John, I know
Great
you-
job, Dugan. Great job, Dugan. Great job. Well, yeah. So yeah, that's a win for me. Just being there and helping him. I mean, this is all, to me, all of this is a win. Everything we do here together is winning because we are edifying each other, we are educating each other, and we are going through the process of learning and gaining confidence in the market. It's all a big win. Everything's a win as long as you're showing up and taking action.
Love it. Let's go. Who else? Who's got some wins?
Oh, I got another one. Well,
Let's go.
I'll let Daniela go.
Danielle, what you got?
Can you hear me?
We can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, I shut the video off because I'm driving, but I got an appointment for a showing in Pittsburgh. I scheduled it for Sunday at 4 with the client who's interested in renting the property, but I have to get a hold of the company, so I'm going to call again today. If Sunday doesn't work, it's still getting shown either way. Just that was the time I chose, which was exciting.
Great job. Way to go. Putting in the work. Way to go, Danielle. Dugan, what you got?
I'm trying to remember now. Danielle just had such a good win. I can't accomplish that over accomplish that one.
We're accomplishing them a win to win, no matter the size.
Oh, I got a hold of my, well, you were on the call for this, but I got a hold of my one guy that this is probably the 5th time in contact with him, and it's looking at a better sign that he'll be using us to list his property. So that's a good thing.
Great job. Let's go. Who else? Danny, I know you got some wins.
Good morning, everybody. Big win for me. It's the end of the month. I get to regroup. I get to set new goals. Definitely being part of this call. Yesterday's call was fire. I got to get a little insight on what a listing appointment is, and just looking forward to it today. Looking forward to today.
Let's go. Time to crush it. Time to make it happen. Anyone else? We want to get some more wins in here? I know everybody got some wins. Like I said, if you're working out, you got goals. If you're getting ready for the end of the month, like you're on these calls, you're making calls, you're calling someone in your phone, like these are all wins. It's the little things every single day. Guess what? You're writing your goals down twice a day, like those are wins.
Okay, if nobody else I got another one.
Let's go.
Title. I cleared my investment property, finally cleared title yesterday after 2.5 weeks. I thought it was clear a week ago, but it wasn't. So it cleared title completely yesterday. Now the negotiation begins.
There you go. Time to negotiate like a boss. Like Grant said, I'll be like, look, when we made this deal, these are the numbers, but I found out X, Y, and Z, and this deal no longer makes sense to me at this number. I need to be at this number.
That's it. That's absolutely it.
Angela, I know you got to win.
Good morning, everyone. Yes, I put in a couple more offers yesterday for my buyer. I did a continuing education class with the board, so I got 3 CE credits. If you guys need to do your continuing education for your license, check with your board. They offer some classes that you can receive the credits for. So those were definitely my 2 wins for yesterday. Just got to get back on the phones today. And I know there's going to be a lot of expireds and FSBOs with the beginning of the month for tomorrow as well.
Sure. Be the biggest day. All right. No one else got anything they want to share? Let's jump right into it. I need some volunteers for today. We're going over listing appointments. So I need someone that's gonna play the agent. First and foremost, do I have any volunteers? First off, if you can't role play, drop a 1 in the chat. But I will pick someone. You guys cannot role play, drop a 1 in the chat. Right, Samantha, appreciate it.
Okay, I won't be, I'll be the, is it the seller, not the agent? I want to know what to say, what to say.
All right, Bridget will play our seller. Now, who's hungry, wants to get better at getting listings, and wants to practice in a safe space? It's a safe space. Everyone here wants to help you grow. Everyone here is invested in helping you grow. And don't worry, we all, sounded terrible at one point as well. The best place for you to be able to learn. Anybody want to volunteer? Rika, are you around? She might be driving.
I'm about to get in the car right now.
He's always on the move.
Yeah, I know. The school year, I'm like driving throughout the whole role play time. So it's kind of rough, but I'll be a
You're
good
showing up,
listener.
though. That's what matters. You're showing up and you're listening. So,
That's right.
all right. Dugan's driving. Who else doing? Who else? Angela. All right. Sounds like I'm on the full list here. Yeah, all right, I suppose I'll play the agent, sounds fun.
So what is this, role play?
We're gonna go over a listing presentation. So you're
Okay,
an expired seller. I got the appointment. You're gonna show me around the house, and then we're gonna walk through a listing presentation.
okay.
So that'll be fun. Yes, knock, knock, so I'm knocking on the door.
Hello. Come on in.
Hey, good morning, Bridget. My name's JC. Great to finally meet you in person.
Hi, JC, how are you?
Doing great this morning, doing great. How are you doing?
I'm good this morning. So come on in, let's, you got a presentation for me?
Yeah, you wanna give me a tour of your home real quick?
Okay, sure. Okay, I have a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. So this is, when you walk in, this is the living room, the family room. So I mean, you want me to take you around my place or just explain this to you? I'm lost here.
Yeah, this is where you,
I've never done, I don't know how they go. So this is like my very first one.
okay, no worries. So yeah, this is where, we'd usually walk around. This is what I was trying to figure out in my head yesterday. This is where you would like walk around, right? And the seller will show you their home. And there's a bedroom over here, there's a bathroom, here's a living room, et cetera, right? Pointing out all the features, upgrades, things like that. And then after all of that, right, eventually when you get to the kitchen, after you toured the home and everything, be like, hey, do you have a, like, one right to sit so I can go over some of the comps in your neighborhood. Should have first laid out some rules. So first, let's say like, so you're an expired listing. We'll say that you wanted to sell it for $1.2 million. We'll say that your house was on the market for 111 days.
Okay, wait. I think this is 180 days. Okay.
111 days, I think was what I said, but just matter knowing that. So yeah, you would just, say like, hey, where would you like to sit so that, I can show you some of the comps in the neighborhood.
Oh, come on right here into the dining room at the table here.
All right, perfect. So we sit down.
Put this stuff down, right? And I can't find a pen right now.
Yeah, I mean, I would make sure that we have a pen for sure. But so yeah, this is where you would sit down and back. Appreciate you meeting with me. And I know that you wanted 1.2 for your house. It was on the market for 111 days. I would probably know at this point, but I could ask like, hey, did you get any offers on the house while it was on the market?
I did get one offer, but they were wanting way lower than what I wanted for it.
Okay, and how high was that offer?
It was only for $750.
Oh, okay. And how many showings did you have in that 111 days?
It was for the 111 days, maybe. I don't even remember. It was like maybe 40 showings.
Okay. And what drew you to this home when you first bought it?
It was the big the family room here, the high ceilings, the open space.
And why are you wanting to sell it at the moment?
Because I need something smaller.
And on a scale of 1 to 10, how important is it to get into something smaller at the moment?
It's maybe about at an 8 or 9. I do need to leave.
And how soon are you wanting to get this home back on the market?
Right away.
Okay, so I just wanted to point out some comps for you, you know, in the neighborhood, kind of show you, you know, what the market's saying about the home at the moment. So first we have this house, you know, right here up the street. You know, it sold for $1 million. So, you know, you were saying first your house is 4 bedrooms, 3 baths, and you're on the lake, right?
Yes,
And then it's 2,900 square feet.
yes.
So this first comp that we have here is gonna actually be a 5.3. It's gonna be 3,200 square feet. And it's not on the lake. And then your house is pretty updated. We got the white kitchen and everything like that. You know, your bathrooms have been renovated. This house over here in this comp that sold for $1 million, nothing was, but it sold for $1 million. And that was about a month ago. Does that make sense, Bridget?
Yeah.
So the second comp I wanted to show you was a 4.3, which was 2,800 square feet. Again, this one's not on a lake, and this one is fully renovated, just like yours. And that one sold for $1.05 million.
$1.3 million.
$1.05 million.
Okay.
So $1,050,000. Because that one wasn't on the lake, but it is a 4.3 at 2,800 square feet, and it was renovated just like yours. And then the third comp that I wanted to show you is a 3.2, which is 2,500 square feet, which is on a lake and is renovated. And that one sold for 900. Are you familiar with any of these houses?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I think mine's is like the one, the first one. Where were you? What was that? That was like right down the street. On
Yeah,
the left.
the 5.3 is right down the street, but again, it's not on the lake. Probably the most comparable out of these three would really be the 4.3. That was renovated just like yours. It's not on the lake and it's 100 square feet smaller, right? And that one sold for $1.05 million.
Okay.
Let me ask you, what was the
That's
bottom
right,
dollar that you're looking to get?
That's why they put it at $1.2 million for mine, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, looking at, you know, the what we call the price per square foot here at the top. If you look at the top of these pages, you'll see the price per square foot. And the price per square foot on this 2,800 one that wasn't on a lake would be about $375. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And then if you look at the 5.3, but it wasn't renovated, right? And that one's also gonna be on the lake. So for $1 million, it's gonna be 32. So that one's gonna be $312 a square foot.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And then again, if you look at the fourth one, okay, this one was on the lake. This one's renovated. It's a little bit smaller than yours though. Okay, and that one's gonna be, it sold for 900, and then it's 2,500 square feet. So that one's actually 360 a square foot.
Okay.
Does that make sense so far?
Yes. What did you say the square footage for the 4.3, the 1.5, I mean, that's on the lake?
The one that's on the lake is a 3 bedroom, the 2 bath. You can see it here on the paper. As you can see, it's fully renovated, just like yours.
No, the middle one, the 1.5. What is that square footage? It was 150.
Not on a lake, it was 2,800 square feet.
Yeah. Okay.
And it's the 4.3. That's this paper here. And that one comes out to, as you can see on the top here, it's 375 a square.
Okay.
So as you can see, it really depends, right? Like being on the lake versus not on the lake. This was about a month ago, and a half ago. The top one's where he wants to go. That's why I'm really curious, what's the bottom dollar that you want to get out of your house?
I mean, the lowest I would go would be a mil.
You said $1 million?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, okay, so if you could net $1 million from your house, you'd be okay with that?
Yeah.
Okay. And you were saying that, you know, on a scale of 1 to 10, it's an 8 of wanting to downsize and get out of here. So looking at what these comps and looking at, you know, where we're at with your house and everything and the features and the updates that you've done, and the considering it is on a lake, your house is 2,900 square feet. So right now with where the market's at, we really want to put it at a price where we can be able to get multiple offers on it. And so I think the best price for us to be able to list it at, to be able to get those multiple offers would actually be $1.05 million. Because if we get multiple offers on it, then, you know, we can even drive that price up more.
Okay.
And then you would still net $1 million.
Okay.
Did you have any questions about that?
No, I mean, you actually took it up more than what it was offered before, and I didn't get the listing price before, and I didn't get the offers that I wanted. What makes you think that I would get $1.5 million for it this time?
I think it's all about where you price it, Bridget, you know, and the fact that it was priced at $1.2 million, I think it was too high for the neighborhood. And when you price it like that, you're not gonna get the attention, you're not gonna get eyeballs, you're not gonna get traffic through the front door. And when you don't have traffic, right, like, you know, people aren't gonna be wanting to offer. Because when you list something at $1.2 million and we're wanting to be at, you know, let's say $1.05 million as a buyer, they kind of feel bad going, I'm gonna offer you something $150,000 less than what you list. A lot of people just aren't gonna put an offer because, you know, they feel bad. So they're just gonna walk away, they're not gonna put in an offer, and they're just not gonna do anything on it. So, you know, I think it was priced too aggressively. And right now with the market and where we're at, we need to put it at a price where it's gonna get multiple offers. Maybe get up to that 1.2, but we can at least get up to the 1.1 and net you $1 million.
Oh, okay. That sounds, I understand that, okay.
So
How long will you, because last time it was an open listing, so, I mean, agreement, so I can cancel at any time. How long do we have to put it on the market for this time? That was 111 days.
so you can see right here, let me grab it. So this is the contract. We wrote it up. Let me put the price in here for you real quick. You know, we agreed at, which is $1.05 million. And then if you look here on the third page, you can see our cancellation policy. There's no cancellation fee, so you can get out of it at any point if you agree that, you know, we're not the best agents and we can, and, you know, we're not the ones to be able to help you sell it, or you don't agree with what we're doing. No cancellation policy, and you're not bound to it for a certain amount of time.
Oh, okay. So do you know, when was the last house that was sold in the neighborhood, and how long did it take him?
So these are gonna be the last 3 that sold. One I think was 2 weeks ago, one was a month ago, one was a month and a half ago. The days on the market for the one that was $1 million was 55. The one in the middle that was actually not on the lake, but was a 4-3 that was renovated, was only 45 days. And the one that was on the lake, because there's not really a lot of lake properties, was only on the market for 30 days. So it really just depends. I think the average days on the market with an agent in this community are around 47, but you're on the lake. And right now there's no other properties in this community that are listed that are on the lake.
Okay.
Because there's only so much going on property.
Okay.
So you ready to get it back on the market, $1.05 million? Let's get this thing sold so that we can get you into the house you're looking for.
Yeah, let's go for that. Let me see if we can try it one more time.
Signature right here, please.
All right.
Your another signature here. Signature at the bottom of this page.
Mhm.
I don't know what his signatures are. And the signature on the pool. Thanks. And then the initials at the bottom of the page. So the
Okay.
next thing is really just setting up a photo shoot. You know, it is fairly clean in here. No, you don't have any kids or anything. Today is Wednesday. I could talk to our photographer. I think the soonest we could do it might be next Tuesday. And we'll aim to get it on the market by next Friday. Does that sound good?
Oh, okay, that sounds great.
All right. Good. You have any other quick questions for me before I go, Bridget?
No, not at this time.
Awesome. Well, we really appreciate it. We're excited to be able to help you get this sold and to be able to help you downsize into your next property. Real quick, what are you looking for in that property that you're downsizing into?
I'm looking more so, because I'm an empty nester now. That's why I don't need this big old house. So I'm looking for a condo.
Okay. And how big of a are you wanting?
What did you say?
How big of a condo? How many beds? How many baths?
Oh, a 3-2
3, 2. Okay. And where are you want that condo to be at?
downtown.
Downtown, so like by Brickell.
Yeah.
And what's your budget for that?
I haven't really looked into that just yet. So
Okay. If you had to come up with a range, what would be where would you like to be and what would be the most you'd be willing to spend?
I mean, right now the most would be about 450.
So I will start running a search for you, see, you know, where we're at and what I can find for you, and you know, kind of go from there. And we'll schedule a photo shoot for next Tuesday, and I'll text you as soon as I get that confirmed.
All right, thank you. Let me show you
All right.
to the door.
All right. All right. Appreciate it, Bridget. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Have a great day.
You too. Thank you.
All right,
All right, I had no.
there we go. Jack, did you see what he put in the chat?
Congrats.
He said, congrats, you completed your second appointment.
Thank you very
He
much.
got it this time, though. He locked it up.
Yeah.
I come up with comps on the fly.
It'll get you very, very well versed in compology.
All right. Anyone got any feedback, questions?
Bridget, how about you? We'll start with Mrs. Seller. What do you got for JC?
I mean, now you gave me all the information. Even I was one of those sellers that didn't know anything, and I mean, really, I knew nothing. So you kind of made it really clear for me. But now when I'm writing it all down, I'm seeing some stuff. It was good information. There's a lot of information that I have to give. So I know I have a lot more studying and practicing to do right now after this.
Yeah. I mean, it could seem overwhelming, you know, possibly, right, when we're doing it like this because we're literally coming up with it. But you know, I just said too. So what you do is you essentially figure out what the property is. One above, one below, one like in the middle. Yeah, one at essentially. And all you're doing is you're just reading the numbers on the actual sheet. Right. So it tells you what all of these things are. It'll tell you where it's sold, what the days on market are, right? And then the beds, the baths, square footage, because we want to see how comparable they are to that property, right? We just have to actually like come up with it because we're role playing here. So most of the time it's just printing them out, looking at them, right, and being like, okay, well, here's what the market says.
That's right, Claudia.
That's basically
When you get on the field, you learn the most in the game. You can practice all day long, but if you're not getting your ass on the field, man, you're not really getting better.
Yeah, I know. I have to get out there. I know when I was doing some of the training, it said that you got to get the script out and the contracts and the comps and just know them back like the back of your hand. So
Yep.
Practice it every day. That's why I wanted to call like every day, trying to see what do I need to be saying to these people when I do go out there. But I'm about to get out there. Knock on some doors
Yeah,
and make some
their
phone
motivation, right? That's why I started with that, was like, okay, well, what's your motivation? Like, where you want to be? I love the question of like, on a scale of 1 to 10, you know, how much are you wanting this? But when they're like, oh man, 8, you're like, okay, cool. So, you know, we're already motivated to make a decision. All right, who else got feedback or critiques? You gotta learn. I got a lot.
I do.
For the roast.
I do, JC. So
What's up?
great job, JC. Great job, Bridget, stepping into it. Great job, JC, on the comps. That was absolutely fabulous. You did slow down your pace, your vocal pace early on, so that was really great. And Bridget, what's your favorite team? You got a football team, a hockey team, a baseball team?
I'm gonna go with, I think he said the Steelers, because I'm not a sports fan.
Ah. Oh, okay. So cool. So you did say that. Okay. So you're not a sports fan. So there was any commonality? Did you say something about that, JC? Maybe I missed it.
My daughter just said I should be go with the Bears since I'm here in Chicago.
And since you're from Chicago.
Oh, since you're from Chicago. Okay. So did you notice the Chicago Bears pillow on the couch, JC?
On where?
Don't
On the couch. Did you notice the Chicago Bears picture pillow on the couch?
No, I didn't. I'm with you.
You're with me. All right. And
Bears.
you didn't ask to get a drink of water, nor did you ask where to lay your stuff down.
Well, I did ask where to lay my stuff down. I asked where we sit.
Oh, you did? I missed it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't hear that. Okay,
Well,
my bad.
Show you some-
Another great way in like the water thing is to just ask them if we could get all the lights turned on. Like, hey, can we get all the lights turned on in here so I can really see it?
Ooh, I love that.
Right.
Sometimes I don't want to drink their water.
Yeah, I love that. I like the light thing. That's great, Shane.
Another way to get control right away too, especially if they don't have all the lights on, right? Like I really need to see this place in its full glory for me to give you an accurate number, right?
Get it back on everybody. You know, you asked that when you said that, John, so that means when I go back and look at this whole scenario, it was nothing personal in it. Is that where you're going?
Yeah, it's the beginning that it talks about building the rapport. In Listing Boss on chapter 8, it talks about building the rapport. So you kind of try to find some commonality. If you're a Bears fan and they're a Bears fan, hey, I like the Bears. So you just kind of come out with the commonality to start building the rapport.
Yeah, JC, you didn't ask anything personal. You went straight into it, bruh. Okay.
I agree, 100%.
He said he going straight to the business.
I
But
could've
you know
brought-
what,
I
my
could've made
buyer,
stuff up.
my buyer last night, I did find out it did get personal. He had his daughter there, so I'm trying to relate to what I did. And he's from Georgia. All of his family is in Georgia. And I was like, oh, okay, so I did get personal. I want to make sure that I am keeping some some getting familiar ground with my people. Thanks, John. That was the guy.
Yeah, pictures of grandkids or kids on the wall. You see stuff like that, and you got kids. That's another good place you can get into the rapport.
As soon as you pull up, you want to start looking at stickers on the car, license plate, like what their colors are, like literally anything you can come up with to find that commonality. I just didn't create it, which was my fault. Danielle, what you got?
So that was very good. As far as building common ground in insurance, and I don't know if we could do this, but I'm doing it anyway. So we use what's called FORM, an acronym for Family, Occupation, Recreation, and Me Too, right? So, hey, does your nephew live in the area, Bridget? Or what do you do for work? What do you like to do for fun? And you like to snowboard? Me too. The first time I did it, I got stuck on the hill, right? So, and I didn't go anywhere. But, and then you build from there. It's great rapport.
Yeah, and that's something else Haas talks about as well. Right, it's family, occupation, recreation, and dreams. So figure out what they want to do, what do they do for work, what their family looks like. You know, what do they do for fun? Great ways to build rapport. Again, it's my second time doing this, so it's just learning and getting comfortable doing it, or getting comfortable being uncomfortable. Yeah. Or some of my favorite analogies. Claudine, do you want to say something? I would love some feedback. All right, who else got something? Bill, which one?
I mean, you could definitely apply like what Jeff did yesterday with the post view in terms of, all right, now that I know we're in this agreement to market your house, I'm gonna get the picture set up, right? Let's take a look around and I can point out exactly what you need to get done, what you need to get cleaned up before I do get the pictures. So we're ready. You can just rock and roll when it's ready to go Tuesday.
Yeah.
So
What do they say? Well, you can just always ask them, like, what are your goals? You know, you could always ask them, like, you know, what's the biggest thing you're going to accomplish this year? You know, what do you dream of doing in life? Like, you just got to find ways to frame it, you know, like what are you currently working on achieving? The more you can get them to talk, right, the better. So it's about figuring out what motivates them, what inspires them, what do their dreams look like. All right, anyone else? Anyone else got anything? Questions? Comments?
How did your appointment go?
She is stuck on her price at the moment because she whisked it out of the thin air and her grandma died last week. So her grandma used to visit the house every week.
he's just very emotionally attached to the house. Not really too motivated to move.
But she said within 30 days, if she doesn't get anywhere, that she'd be willing to talk to people. And it's my job to follow up with her. Because she won't follow up. I called her 3 times yesterday and she hasn't answered yet. So don't worry. It's the one thing I'm great at is relentlessly following up with people. Yeah, I'm great at talking.
And following up, keep making the same comment.
So it's just, you get creative. You know,
That's right, Lex.
say the same thing. You want to come up with creative ways to follow up. You know, you can always, that's what we need to do. That's what we gotta go do today. We gotta go find some thank you cards. You should always ship out a thank you card. Right, leave them with them. Then you can call them, be like, hey, did you get the cards, didn't you? Put a $5 Starbucks gift card in there. Haas has talked about that because it's the law of reciprocity. When you give to people, they want to give to you. Jeff, what you got? Just wanted to win pie.
Hey, good morning, everyone. For myself, I think going back to the listing opportunity that we just presented, I think it's also the question of an expired. So for an example, an expired, the question of what are some of the things that are causing them to pull the house off the market, A, and then B, what's causing them not to want to relist. So I know one of the biggest ones is, if I sell my home, where would I go? But what are some of the other objections that you're getting when you're speaking to expireds, and how is everyone in the room overcoming them?
All right, Shane, what you got? I know you called. I know you called.
I mean, the biggest thing I've been getting recently, and I don't necessarily know how to overcome it, is like, basically they're like, yeah, I just listed to kind of see if I could get this crazy price because, you know, we were in that market, but the market changed, so I don't want to sell anymore. So that's like the biggest thing I'm running into with people, like just we're more or less testing the market, and a lot of them expired because they couldn't get that because, you know, they were either listed at a little too late and hit right in the shift or whatever the case may be. But, and that's like the main thing I'm running into with the expireds right now, so. Any feedback or any way to overcome that will be greatly appreciated. I always ask like, well, why were you selling it in the first place? Most of the time I get a none of your damn business.
So for myself, don't know how I got that background. Interesting. So for myself, I was able to do a 15K price reduction yesterday. And it was truly a place of, even the seller was thinking about it. So guys, have those conversations with the people. The seller was saying, I've been meeting to you because we got to do something about this. I'm getting divorced and I really want to have this chapter close of my life. So she was thinking maybe we can reduce the price 5,000. And I said, no, let's go 15,000. She turned to her husband and she says, hey, Jeff is suggesting $15,000. And they said yes. So I think truly just having those conversations with the people right now and letting them know that, hey, we do need to reduce the price so that we impact the market even better. And like that, we'll get the phones to ring. Also, brokers opens are back. We were able to attend a few of them maybe in the last 2 weeks. So those are back. So start utilizing the broker open opportunities. Use that as another touch point. Use that as another tool and another marketing opportunity to get the sellers to understand where the market is, but also use that as an opportunity to get the agents suggested prices so that you're able to know, do you need to decrease or increase at this moment?
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I get what you're saying, more so when they're, but like a lot of people, they're like, no, I wouldn't sell for any less, I just want my price, or I wanted my price and now it's not feasible. So now I'm not interested.
Yeah, that's the tricky part. It's like if they don't have a motive or a reason, like can't force them to sell. You could do, if they're nice about it, right? Follow up with them and stay in touch with them. And
Usually that's what I do, right? And I'll usually say like if they're actually willing to talk to me and not just be like, none of your damn business, why do you care? I'll be like, all right, well, anything can change. Like today, you might not want to sell, tomorrow you might want to again, right? So I'd love to just stay in touch with you, see where you're at in a few days or whatever, see where you're at tomorrow, right? And we'll go from there. Does that sound fair? And they're always like, yeah, sure, you can follow up with me, no problem. So that's how I've been approaching it recently, but that's like definitely the main thing I've been seeing with expireds recently.
Maybe another thought is also maybe turning them into a buyer. So maybe asking the questions while they are staying in their home. Have they ever decided on becoming an investor or purchasing a second property? And maybe that's another way to pull the conversation as well. So even though they stay in their primary residence, but if they buy something that they can Airbnb, if they buy a double door or triple door opportunity that they can rent out, the rental market is just insane right now.
Yeah, that's a great idea, definitely. Because I mean, like, right, they, more or less should have plans if they were planning to sell, right, about moving or buying. So I definitely I like that a lot.
Lastly, maybe even pulling some funds out on their present home to purchase another property as well. So even though you decided to stay in your home and you were thinking about selling it for $1 million, but it's worth 900, according to the report that I'm pulling, you owe about $400,000 on the home, leaving a $300,000 or $400,000 gap opportunity. Have you ever thought about pulling some money out and buying multiple properties with that?
You're talking like refi, or HELOC type?
HELOC, cash out refi, just anything to, I think, shift their mind and get them to still be interested in being a customer of yours.
Okay, I love that. That's definitely something I can apply.
No,
Thank you, Jeff.
that's great advice. Thank you, Jeff.
who else is spending some time on the field and has questions? Like, there's a lot of knowledge in this room. We're willing to help, but you gotta be willing to ask. Can't give you water.
JC, I got one quick question, JC, for you. Back on the follow-up. She said to follow up with her in a month. When do you follow up?
That's the fun part. So right now I'm working on following up with her to get feedback on her showings from the first day. So we'll conquer that. Then after that, we'll figure out how she's doing, but I'm gonna talk to her just about every 3 days. And I essentially have gotten to the point where I will follow up with people enough where they know who I am. They know me by, the second I call, and I know their situation. I know when she's leaving town because she doesn't live here. I know how many showings she's gets. I know if she's got an offer. Like, I want to know everything that's going on. And the more that you follow up, the more they'll kind of tailor it and tell you when to follow up to. Right. So I'm going to follow up every single day right now until I get a hold of her. Once I get a hold of her, I might taper down to once every 3 days. If something happens in between there, it might end up being every day again. Right. And then once it's every 3 days, if we start to slow down a little bit, she's not in town, it might be once a week. But I'm going to make sure I know what's going on. And if she gets to that decision where she's ready to, sign, I'm going to make sure that we get in front of her. Because when you follow up with someone once in a month, that's 30 days. And I don't know about you guys, but it's been 31 days. Can you even tell me what happened 31 days ago? Like, I get a lot of stuff done in 4 weeks. I get a lot of stuff done in 30 days.
I don't even know if I can tell you what happened yesterday.
Exactly. Right. And a lot of things can change. So you follow it once a month, they're going to forget who you are. They're going to be like, we talked. Wait, you came to my house? Are you sure?
I mean, I even had an experience. I called this dude 4 days in a row, and every day he asked, "Who are you?" I'm like, I called you yesterday. Remember we had this appointment. He's like, "Oh, yeah, you're that guy." I'm like, "Man, you got to save my phone number."
Does that answer your question, John?
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
There's no real right or wrong, but doing it more is better, right? And it's not going to hurt especially if you don't have the deal, right? You can't break something you don't have.
No one thing will ever break a
Right.
deal.
No one thing will ever break a deal, right? But if you don't physically have the signed agreement, right? Like, there's no such thing as too relentless of follow-up, because either you're going to follow up with them relentlessly or someone else will, and they'll get to sign it. So,
Yep. Building
Um,
currency for the future. What you got, Denise?
Hey, good morning, guys. I just have a question. You guys brought up a good point about following up. So remember my listing appointment that I supposedly had. So no call, no show 3 times. So I don't know if I should continue following up with her, or should I follow up with her through text and no response. So I don't know how many times should I.
You're saying you called
pursue
3
her?
times and she hasn't answered?
Yeah, I called her the day of. I called her the day after the appointment on Sunday because she rescheduled the 3rd time on Sunday. I didn't hear from her. Then I texted her, I think a few days after, still no reply. So I don't know if I should continue or should I just stop pursuing it.
Yep, find a different number, keep hammering her. Like
Call her in the
what
morning.
we were just talking about, right? Like, there's no such thing as relentless if it's not already yours, right? If they're annoyed, they're gonna be annoyed, right? But some people appreciate the fact that you're a hound, hunting for business, right? You're like, oh, I finally got a hold of you, right? Like, don't you think it's going to be beneficial when you have an agent that's going to work as hard to sell your property as they will to get your business?
And you can always
Yeah.
give the benefit of the doubt. Be like, look, I'm sure you got busy. I'm sure you got a lot going on. I just want to do my
you
job
should.
and do my part, right? And
You
make
should
sure-
give them the benefit.
Yeah.
of the doubt.
always give them the benefit of the doubt. Don't ever want to blame them or anything like that. Just be like, hey, I'm sure you got busy. I know you got a lot going on. Want to make sure nothing happened. Want to make sure you're doing okay. Again, I would call her in the morning. I'd call her in the afternoon. I'd call her I'd pick just every single different time zone. I would find different phone numbers to call her from. I would text her. Ask her how to
Okay.
call her. Like, I'm going to be on her like white on rice.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna try again today and see what happens. I guess from a different number.
You're gonna do it today.
If you know where she lives, go door knock.
No, she lives in Florida, but they own property here in New York. The I think it's a condo that the boyfriend. That's the thing. I didn't get a chance to talk to the boy. I think he's the person in charge. So I never. She did the thing of talking to him because the day when I called, she picked up. So
You can
he was
also
at work.
You can also get a tool like Spokeo is what we use. It costs us like $8 a month, maybe even less than that. And you can look up the address or you can look up her phone number.
Or you can just look up the address on the MLS and see the owners. Sometimes they have
Sometimes.
numbers.
But you can use Spokeo and you can search that address and it might give you his name, his number, right? And it'll give you multiple numbers. And I've done that. I'll call every single number to get a hold of someone.
Okay, what is it called? Spokeo?
Yeah, Spokio, Spokeo.
Spoke. Oh,
Spokeo.
Got it. Got it. Okay.
So,
Okay. I'm gonna try.
thanks, Danielle.
Thank you.
Not gonna do it, you're gonna make it happen.
Yeah, but no trying. We don't do trying. We just do it.
Right.
Danielle, what's the worst that could happen? So, all right. Let's see.
Thank
here.
you.
What if for sale by owners only want to sell, only the buyers with no agent does not want to pay on the buyer side at all, and does not want to list the agent?
You know, the
How do
best-
Conversation going out.
The best thing you ask is, are you actually serious about selling your house?
What is that too? But the problem is with that is they'll say, of course, that's why I'm selling it by myself. So what I'll do at that point is I'll follow up with them. And again, every 3 days, maybe a week, and I'll be like, hey, how many showings you get done this week? Have you gotten any offers yet? Because the one thing that's gonna fix that is time. And again, I'll call them back and I'll be like, hey, you know, I know last time we talked, you said you weren't willing to pay me any money at all if I put money in your pocket. Is that still the case? They say yes, I'll be like, so you're telling me if I got someone that wants to put money in your pocket, you're not gonna put a little money in my pocket? And if they're still like, no, like, cool, I'm gonna keep following up with you. Oh.
You will get frustrated.
Guess what? Like, when you don't sell your house in 2 weeks because us agents don't work for free, that works, by the way. I don't know about you, but do you work for free? Because I sure as heck don't, right? Like, don't get frustrated. And so you just want to be that last person to be in contact with them. And it could be really nice when people are doing that, honestly, because a lot of people aren't relentless and they'll be like, they're not willing to pay a commission. Delete. And now your competition is just disappearing and nobody's talking to them. So talk to people, no matter what. Don't change their mind if their property don't sell.
Yep. Follow up, fortunes in the fall. There's a reason.
Thank you for asking.
Following up so relentlessly is never a bad thing.
Everyone, make sure you're in our Telegram chat as well. Great place to ask questions, great place to get help. You know, we shared resources, scripts, all sorts of stuff in there. So make sure you guys are in Telegram. We appreciate you guys being here. All right, it is the end of the month, so it's time to go hit the phones hard. It doesn't matter what happened last night, doesn't matter how much sleep you got, doesn't matter what yesterday was. Today is a brand new day. Time to create that distance. It's time to close the gap. It's time to finish the month strong, set records, right? And then we can rest at night, right? But it is time to close the month strong. Make sure you guys are getting things done. If you need help, make sure you're asking for help. And back at 7:30 tomorrow morning. Don't matter, you make 5 calls, you make 500 calls. It's just a matter of doing it. Get on the field.
And you know what tomorrow is, folks? It's expired day, first of the month.
Yes, make sure you
Expired's coming in. Expired's coming in. So we'll see you tomorrow. Peace, peace, peace.